From Dragging the Line, I'm Jesse One More Sanchez, and joining me live on Zoom is messaging strategist and intuitive medium, Kristina Deckard. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Everybody, it took me like 3 times to get it right, so thank you. What I wanted to do is I just wanted to talk about how you came to recognize your gifts and just the definition and just a background story.
Okay. I really figured out that I had the gift when my niece passed away. I was always fascinated by psychics and mediums and all of those things. I was always reading about those things. And I had some dreams and things like that that I thought were what you call visitations. And I can talk a little bit more about what that is. But when my niece passed away, she was 27 years old. She had 2 little girls. It just all of a sudden just was gone, and there was no explanation to it at all. And that kind of threw me for a loop, the whole family. But it was then she actually came to me while I was meditating and spoke to me in this meditation. And she basically had a message for her sister. So when I contacted her sister and said, "This is really strange, but I got this message and this is what she said." And she was like, "Actually, I was crying last night, like talking to her and asking her to please send me a sign. And you've just related that to me." And that's how I knew for sure that I was a psychic medium.
Was there any kind of signs when you were growing up that you may have thought, but just were afraid to let people know?
Yeah, there were some things when I can look back now and see, I would have these strange reoccurring dreams that I felt very like I had this dream when I was very young about a house and the people who lived there and all of these things. And I recognized them and they were family members, but it wasn't a house that I knew of. I really believe now that it was like a past life or something like that. And then I had some dreams. I had my cousin, I had a dream that she had a baby. And the next day she called me and she said, "Guess what?" I was like, "You're pregnant." And she was like, "How did you know?" And I was like, "I had a dream last night. You're pregnant." And she was like, "Yeah." So things like that had happened. And then after my grandparents passed away, they started coming to me in dreams. And it was different than like normal dreams where you see something like happening. It's like a movie scene or something in a dream. This
Okay.
was like very real and like having a conversation with them and giving me messages like from the other side saying, I'm so much better now. I'm not sick anymore. And just different things that seemed very real, much more real than what my normal dreams were. Actually, I don't ever remember dreams. So those are some things that happened earlier on that I just wasn't sure what it all meant.
Do you know if there's any relatives that have the same special gift like you?
I think that they do. They think that they don't. No one that does what I do exactly. I think that I think that many of us are very highly intuitive, which everyone has intuition. It's just a matter of not recognizing it or not developing it more. So I do believe that everyone is actually somewhat psychic, but not everyone is a medium.
Gotcha. And if you can just explain, because I don't even know, what are the differences, if you don't mind?
Sure. Psychic is that you can pick up on, I guess it would be like energy from people. So you can sense things that are going on with them in their lives right now and that sort of thing. And even see some things like that may be happening for them in the past or in the future. But a medium actually speaks to someone who's already on the other side.
Okay.
So that's the difference. A medium speaks to, the other side. So I actually can communicate with people and animals on the other side.
Now, do you provide those services, or is it just something you can do but you don't like to? Do you help people?
I do actually love to do mediumship readings. It's not something that I don't really market it. I don't talk about it a lot because I do focus on the business side of things for people in my marketing. But a lot of people know me and know that I do that type of thing. So I'm always open to it when someone reaches out to me and wants those kind of services. Yeah.
Now, I believe in an afterlife, but I probably say that I'm more scared that if that someone passed away would come back, just because I was like, that'd just be shocking to me. So is there people that you talk to that are very skeptical? Does that happen more than often? or?
Yes, most people that come to me already believe that there's
Mhm.
that I can communicate with the other side. But I in my early days of doing this work, I would go to like festivals and that sort of thing and set up a booth. I did that a couple of times and it was just fun. And I did some readings there where it was a guy who had started a business and I told him some things about his business and he could not believe that I knew those things. It was so accurate. And it was a total, like, I saw it before my eyes. Like, he totally flipped his belief system. Yeah.
So on the business, are you helping those who are in the very beginning stages? Because I know you mentioned business and marketing. Are you helping them register it with the state, or are you just giving them the marketing strategy on what they can do to get where they want to be?
So I do specialize in the messaging part of it, of basically what they want to say and how to say it to connect to their ideal clients. And
Okay.
so the people that I work with the most are they've already started their business and they're probably a couple of years in or so, and really understanding like their niche and who they want to message to. And then with my services, because I do have the business experience, I like to take the practical side of things and then my psychic gifts and pull those together to give them some really refined things of what's going to work for them. So really individualize those strategies and messaging.
You probably get this where, am I going to be rich? Is my business going to be? Everybody wants that, but I take it that
Right.
these people are real serious and they want to make sure, are they going to be in business? Can they beat that first year? What to expect? Do you give them like the plan of a 3-5 year business plan, or is it something that someone like me might come off and say, hey, am I going to make a lot of money just starting an LLC or something like that?
Yeah, usually it's a little more specific than that because it's like they're trying some marketing strategies that aren't quite working for them and they can't figure out why because they're following all of the right things to do, basically.
Mhm.
So it's really that they want my psychic gifts to give them like, okay, why isn't this presentation working and converting for me? What is it that I'm missing and what am I not saying that I should be saying? Those
Okay.
sorts of things.
Okay, that makes sense for me. Thank you for explaining that because I
Hmm.
was trying to figure out on the business aspect point. So in the
Right.
marketing, you feel the patterns that they're doing that is very different because everyone does their marketing in a different way. So
Yeah.
to do that now, since you're more focused on the business side, how are you meeting people because of COVID? Was it really before that? Was it face to face or was everything video conference and Zoom?
Pretty much video conference. I'm active in Facebook groups and just market my services there. And so pretty much I'm going in Facebook groups. There's a lot of women who are doing online businesses, and
Mhm.
that is where predominantly my clients come from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So recently I helped a client with, she was having problems with selling. She had a package that she was selling for her services and she was marketing it like crazy. She couldn't get anyone to buy it. I think she had one purchase and she was getting ready to just take it off of her website and all of those sorts of things. So she brought that to me. We talked through it. I could see that that she shouldn't do that and how she needed to talk about it from that point on. And it was a matter of 3 days. She sold 3 packages. So sometimes it's also, and this might be a little more woo, but it is about like practicing like your spiritual practices.
Mhm.
So a lot of times I'll see that for some people, they spending time in nature or doing some meditation or whatever those things might be for that specific person, backing off sometimes of pushing in your marketing and pulling back a little bit and doing some things that you really enjoy and are good for you actually opens up the energy to sell more of your work.
Would that be a feeling like where someone just goes with their gut? And
Mhm.
is that usually that's one of the signs? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Could,
do you want me to tell you more about that?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. With intuition, you have all of your senses that we talk about. We have the five senses, and then we have like a clear knowing. So you can feel that in your body. And a lot of times we're taught as we go through school and everything, we don't really pay attention to those. We pay more attention to the physical things that we have in our world. And we're not paying attention to what we're feeling in our body as much. So it is like that. You just have a feeling about it, like that gut instinct. That is intuition. And so all of those things, and when you're developing that, you just start paying more attention to what you feel in your body, what you might hear, taste, smell, or just know. And all of those is like what you develop to really heighten your intuition, just listening to your body for all of those things.
Real quick, I know that there are certain boundaries that around stuff that you don't do, and I think an example would be love and relationship. Is there a particular reason? Because I was just curious.
Yeah, one is I'm on my third marriage.
Okay, oh, fair enough. Okay.
But I got it right. I got it right this time. I've had a lot of women who have come to me and will be like, I need to know if my boyfriend is cheating on me and that sort of thing. And I'm just like, you know what? If you have to come to a psychic, if you have to come to me and ask if your boyfriend is cheating, then there's a lot of issues in that relationship. And the other thing is that, and I would be just like, just get out. But I think too that it's that in like love and relationship, there's another person involved, and we all have free will. And that's something that people can make decisions that you can change your mind anytime you want. And so that's why I don't do the love and relationship thing. I would tell someone, like, if they were single and trying to figure out what they could do to open up their energy to find love, that I would be cool with.
Okay.
To deal with somebody's relationship, no thanks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. Tell us a little bit more about the animals. Like, I don't have kids. I got fur babies, and I got an older dog named Dodger, and I won't know what to do when that day happens. But
Right.
how can people who are interested in that, because I have a lot of people that got fur babies. How would one contact you, or what can they expect in a consultation?
Connecting with a pet on the other side is one of the most loving and healing things that you can do with people too. Pets are just like the sweetest. So it's just, and I think that's why I love doing the mediumship readings. It's just so much love that comes through and connection. And I will say that there is a difference between mediums. And if you are going to go to a medium, find one that has been trained as an evidential medium. That means that they're going to give you pieces of evidence so that for sure that they're connected to who you're looking for on the other side.
Okay.
And that's how you know that it's not someone who's just saying that they're a medium. What you could expect. Wow. I'll tell you two different things about connecting with pets. I can connect with them while they're still living. I did that. I did several readings for a group. Yeah, it was really funny because this lady came and she had two dogs. She wanted me to connect in with them, and was like, your dog keeps telling me that her favorite room is the laundry room, and that makes no sense to me. I don't know why she's saying that, but that's what she's telling me. And she started laughing, and she was like, that's where her food is. That's where I keep her food, is in the laundry room. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah. And then I had a friend that contacted me, and I was really afraid when I first started to see death or talk about death, or that I might see something I didn't want to see. And she had a dog that was missing for a long time, or I don't know, a few weeks, and they'd been searching and couldn't find him. And so she wanted to know if he was still alive or if he had passed on. And that gave me that experience of seeing that he had passed on, but it was in a very loving, gentle way that I was shown that information. I was able to tell her exactly where he was when he passed and describe it. And I don't know where she lives or what that looks like, but I was able to describe that to her so she knew exactly where it was. And then the messages that he was able to give. So a lot of times they'll want to tell you exactly what they loved about you, how you treated them, special things that you did with them that meant a lot to them. That's the kind of information that they'll give you in a session.
So this sounds crazy coming out of my mouth. Do dogs talk to you, or you just like a feeling? Like, is it like the cartoon movies where the mouths move? Like, I guess I don't know. What do they do?
So cool. I wish I could.
They're just moving.
I don't see it like that, but so a lot of times I will see things. It's like a movie scene inside my mind. I'll see things happening, but when I hear it, it's like they're talking in my ear. So I just hear it, but They don't show me their mouth moving.
Okay, thank you. Because I had to know, like, say for dinner and the person across, you walk by and you just felt something. Have you
Oh,
ever
someone I don't know? No.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's what I was asking.
I don't. And I think that, so like we have boundaries, like I talked about boundaries of what I do and don't do.
Mhm.
You can have the same with the other side with spirits. So I think that one, fear is the biggest culprit of not being able to develop these gifts. But one thing that people often need to know is that you can say you don't want to be bothered, you don't want the information right now, or what you will and won't listen to, or you know what I mean? So that doesn't really happen to me. I really work at building my own like confidence and I call soul power, so that I am in the good realms of everything. Like I don't see bad stuff. I don't deal with like bad energies and that sort of
Okay.
to this point. So fingers crossed, because I do hear stories about things like that. And I just have not experienced that. But I am a very positive person. I really try to keep myself high vibe. And I have kind of boundaries set with spirit. So it's okay. I will get information when I want it mostly. And
Okay.
sometimes I get it at other times, but it's usually not in like a crowded room or anything.
And like we're having a conversation right now,
Mhm.
and something is talking while you're talking. How? Because I'm hyper, so I would be like all over the place. How have you? What does it fit? How can you overcome that? You're used to it now?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm really focused in on what I'm doing. And so I will sometimes I'll have to, you'll see me be like, and because something is talking to me and I'm like, not right now or whatever.
Okay.
So it's really, I don't really deal with it too much anymore, but that sort of thing. Yeah.
I appreciate you gave us the definitions and what to expect. Now I feel a little bit more educated on that. I want to switch gears to your business and ask more business questions. Now with the business, they're doing good, but they need to get reached to that other level where you bring your services plus the marketing, because in a business, you got to market yourself anything you do. So that makes a lot of sense. Is that your background? Is that the marketing aspect of it?
No, really. It's because I had to learn marketing myself. And my husband and I own a restaurant, a pub actually. And so we like have to do everything. We've had to do everything ourselves. So that was like our brick and mortar business. And then I started this business, actually started out first just doing like psychic readings and that sort of thing, everything online. So I really had to jump in to figure out how to market my business online. And that's what I bring for my clients.
Yeah, the restaurant business, it's a hard one. And you just hit 20, was it 29 years?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
okay.
29 years.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to share with the listeners that are interested in setting up a consultation or reaching out to you?
Yeah, I spend a lot of time on Facebook and YouTube. So I have those channels. And my email address is Kristina with a K at KristinaDeckard.com. And so they can always reach out to me in that way. Just send me an email and then we'd be able to have a chat. And yeah, and I do 20-minute consults for like business, just to see if it's something that I can help with, or if I would be a good fit for whatever the business may be looking for. Yeah.
So it'd be more of an initial consultation, just like anyone else, to see if it's okay. Real quick before I let you go, I'm going to put you on the spot. Quick questions, quick answers. All right.
Okay.
All right. Now that I know it's your restaurant, this doesn't count. That's your restaurant. What's your go-to order at your favorite hometown restaurant?
Go-to order tenderloin.
Okay, and that's in the local spot.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In Indiana, tenderloin is like the thing to get.
Okay, I didn't know that. What is your go-to karaoke song?
I Got You, Babe.
Okay. Mine is tequila, because that's all you say. Tequila. What is something that you look forward to this summer?
I'm going to spend lots of time with my grandkids.
Okay. They're coming to visit you for the whole summer, or for part of the summer?
No, they're about 30 minutes away, and I've had my vaccines. Hey.
Okay. And then the last one, what is one common myth that you would want to debunk, as far as, people that don't believe or very skeptical?
Psychics and mediums do not do the work of the devil.
I really do appreciate it, because I came into this not knowing anything about it. I learned a little bit about it. I can almost want to believe fully 100%, but I'll get there one day, just not
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
today. But I really do appreciate it. You took your time today. One last thing before you go, is there any other questions quickly that I didn't answer that you want the listeners to know?
No, I'm just wondering if you should have just had a reading with me before we did this, and then I could make you a real believer.
I should have probably, if that offer's still on the table, I'll take it.
Okay, all right, it's there.
I really
Okay,
do appreciate you.
sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.